All right, Israel. Shalom again, man. It's your brother, Zuriah Solomon. All right. Again, today I got with me, brother, Destroy All the Gentiles. Today's topic is very, very important. It's important for many reasons because there's a lot of Israel that's out here believing that the word ruddy and the word red means the same thing, though they all have the same root word or root meaning or root definition. All right, so let's get into what the scriptures describe what red is, and then we're going to see in comparison to the scriptures when it says ruddy and what that means in the scriptures. All right. So again, we got eSword up. For those who might not know what eSword is, it's a Bible software. Download it, help with your studies, man. All right, eSword. All right. So right now I'm in Bible search. Type in the word red. And you see the first utterance of the term red in the scriptures is mentioned for Esau. How ironic is that, right? So we're going to get into it. And it says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. All right, so let's look at this word red right here. It's Strong's word H132. And it says admoni. All right, for those who might not know, let me scroll down real quick. All right, let's click on this. Let me scroll down. All right. That's the Aleph right there. It's the Dalet, right? The Shiva underneath, the Mem, right? The Vav, the Noon, and the Yod, all right? The Admoni, okay? Go down. It comes from this word right here, 119, Adam. We're going to read that Genesis, the second chapter. You see right there on the screen. We're going to read that later on, though. All right, but you can see the root word for this goes back to these three alphabets. All right, if I can get it up real quick. Well, it's not going to show up real quick, but I don't know if y'all can see that small on your screen. On top of that, the word Adam in English, you see the Aleph, the Dalet, and the Mem. What y'all don't understand about Hebrew words is a lot of Hebrew words have roots, and a lot of the roots are three alphabets. For this term red, ruddy, whatever you want to call it, it goes back to these three alphabets right here, the Aleph, all right, the Dalet, and the Mem. All right, so let's go back real quick. Word red. See me typing in there. All going together. All right. We're going to get some understanding on this word red, man. It's a lot of snake oil being passed out in Israel. All right. All right, so here we go again. All right. The Strong's word 132. Admoni. All right, let's keep going down. We got Genesis 23 or 25 and 30. Now, notice something. It's a different word, right? This is Admoni. This word right here, read this. It says, Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Now, we see three different utterances in just two verses, right, of the Hebrew word. So we got Admoni here. All right, Admoni. All right, you got this utterance right here. The pop up for your brother. All right, Adon. But look at what the word says right there in the Hebrew. Again, if I can scroll down real quick, let me get this out the way. Yeah, look at the bottom right here with me. All right, the Aleph, the Dalet, right, and the Mem. It goes back to the same three alphabets, all right, in the Hebrew, but it's a different word. This word says rosy, red, ruddy. All right, it comes from the same word, 119, Strong's number H, 119. All right, so let's look at this real quick. Notice something. Whenever you see this term red, you don't see it in comparison to someone's countenance, in the sense of or their youthful looks. We're gonna get into why that is. All right. Let's keep going down. Now you see another utterance right here in Genesis 49. All right, this is a totally different word from what we've seen before. This is Strong's number 2447. All right, and it says, his eyes shall be red with wine. Now we all know that wine is a color of red. All right, we already know that. All right, so it says the Strong's word right here, but you'll be surprised what this word actually says. All right, follow me to the bottom real quick. to the bottom of the page. All right. It says by reduplication from an unused root, apparently meaning to be dark, darkly flashing. So you see that has really no connotation to the term red in the sense that we understand. But let's look at it in the context of the scriptures. All right, so his eyes shall be red with wine and his teeth white with milk. All right, so you see that it's not necessarily going into nobody's skin complexion. It's not going to anybody's hair complexion or any of that. All right, it's comparing it to wine. Every time you're reading the scripture and it gives you a color or whatever it is that, you know, maybe it describes the color that it's talking about. For instance, it says white as snow. All right, so we understand, okay, it's white, but how white is it? White as snow. All right, his eyes should be red as fire or whatever, or red as a flame of fire. Okay, we understand that it's red, but what kind of red? Oh, it's a glorious, a glorified red. It's like a brightness red, a bright color red. All right, so let's keep going real quick. There's something profound right here. And the Lord turned a mighty strong west wind, which took away the locusts and cast them into the Red Sea. Now this word right here is profound because a lot of people don't really know what this word actually is talking about. This word actually doesn't say red at all. Okay, this word is suf. It says probably from Egyptian origin, a reed. Okay, a reed is a lot different from a red, from a sea. All right, for those who might not understand, let me grab some real quick. All right, let's grab some real quick. I can read. All right, hopefully it gives us. Look at this here. This is a lot different from what you will see on the so-called map called the Red Sea, wouldn't it? This will make a big difference. Make a big difference. So they went across the reed, right, and not the Red Sea. All right. They're not giving me any more good pictures of a reed. All right, that's about as best as we gonna get right there, family. All right, but that's basically what it's talking about. They had to be pretty deep to drown the Egyptians and all that. We understand that, but it's not the Red Sea. They didn't say that in the scripture. The word there wasn't red. All right, that's the point I'm trying to make here. So understand what's going on. So let's go down real quick. All right, you're gonna see a couple utterances of the word red, but let's get to something real deep real quick, man. I don't think a lot of people peep this. Now, remember what the scripture said about Esau being red all over like a hairy garment. All right, being red all over like a hairy garment. Let's go to the scripture right quick. All right, so let's click that, let's move this out the way real quick, and let's dive right into it. All right, let's start at let me get to the top of the verse real quick so y'all can understand what's going on. All right. It says, Exodus 25:1, it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel that they bring me an offering of every man that giveth willingly with his heart. Ye shall take my offering. All right. And this is the offering which ye shall take of them: gold, silver, brass, blue and purple and scarlet. Let's look at this word right here. Scarlet. All right. It says a maggot. Why did it say that? All right, let's jump down. It says the crimson grub. Now, for those who don't know what a crimson grub is, we're going to pull it up for y'all in a second. A crimson grub, but used only in the connection, or in this connection, of the color from it, a clothes dyed therein. So they use a specific book back in the ancient time called the crimson grub or the crimson worm, right? That when it died, the female usually, when it died, they strip it off a tree, they'll ground it down, they'll ground it and make it to a powder, and they will, dye their clothes into it, right? Making it a red or a scarlet color. All right. So real quick, let me just see if I can. I think I have it up already. All right. This is one of the excerpts right there. It says other interesting facts about the crimson worm. The crimson worm is common to the region of Old Israel. In ancient days, the dead bodies of the female crimson worms were scraped from the tree, dried, and then grounded into powder or ground into powder that was used to dye their cloth and garments a scarlet or red color. You see that? So they use these things for these specific purposes. All right, so let's get back to it real quick. So y'all just want to make sure y'all get some understanding on that. All right, it said, and ram's skin dyed red. So the ram skin that we utilized back at the times, we actually dyed those things red. That shows you right there that we actually used this dye for ram skin, all right, and badger skin and shittim wood. All right, so let's get back to it right quick. I just want y'all to understand what's going on, where I'm going at with this. And the ram skin dyed red and badger skin and shittim wood, right? Now this is going to be interesting right quick. What was Esau considered, right? Red and hairy all over like a what? Like a garment. Now, let's see what garment they're talking about. Let's go to Exodus 25 real quick. All right. Exodus 25th chapter. And I'm gonna get to the top of this verse, man. The top of this chapter real quick. All right. Anything you want to say before we continue, brother? Or you good?
No, yeah, you're doing a wonderful job. Let's cause in critical thinking and let's do it. Let's continue.
All right, Exodus 35:19. It says the clothes of service. Remember, the service is only given to Israel for those who think Job was a so-called Edomite. All right, the clothes of service to do service in the holy place, the holy garments for Aaron, the priest, the garments of his sons to minister in the priest's office. Let's see what these garments were, right? Verse 20 goes into all the congregation of Israel departed from the presence of Moses. All right, and they came, everyone whose heart stirred him up, and everyone whom his spirit made willing, and they brought the Lord's offering to work or to the work of the tabernacle of the congregation, and all of his service, and for the holy garments, right? So these are the holy garments that we about to get into. All right, and they came, both men and women, as many as were willing hearted, right? And brought bracelets, earrings, rings, tablets, jewels, and of gold, jewels of gold. Every man that offered an offering of gold unto the Lord. Now let's look at this verse right here. Every man with whom was found blue. And this is the garments that we're talking about here, all right? The holy garments of service of every man with whom was found blue and purple and scarlet. And we just talked about that scarlet, right? Go back to the same word. All right. Okay. It says, and fine linen and goat's hair, and red skins of rams and badger skins brought them. So these were the holy clothing or the garments that were utilized in these services. So let's think about something right quick. Esau being red all over like a hairy garment, right? You got the ram skin that was dyed red all over, right? And it's hairy, it's ram skin. So if y'all want to know what Esau looked like, just look up some dyed red ram skin. That's what his hair was looking like. That's what he was. That's what you was dealing with when you dealt with Esau. All right, let's keep going though. Let's keep going though. All right, red and ruddy is not the same thing. Let me pull this up right quick. Matter of fact, I think that's the bottom right here. All right, let's keep going. Now we're gonna get to something real interesting, right? We're gonna show y'all that these guys know what they're talking about. They saying red and ruddy mean the same thing, meaning that Esau and David looked alike. Y'all crazy, man. All right, so let's grab that real quick. Y'all see all these utterances with the red sea. Y'all see it. Let's go over real quick. I think I just saw something. Now let's look at this real quick. 2 Kings 3:22. 3:22. All right, and it says, and they rose up early in the morning, and the sun shone upon the water, and the Moabites saw the water on the other side as red as blood. But hold on though. Same Hebrew word right there that was used to eat them. So what would he saying now? The water was brown? It was brownish red now, right? the water look like a Negro, is what you're saying. Because what you said is this word red here, it's the same word used for Edom. And it's the same word used for Adam and the same word used for Ruddy. But you're not looking at the context of what it's saying. It says red as blood. What color is blood, y'all? We obviously know it's red. It ain't no brown and no blood like that. ain't no like that at all. There's no brown and blood. Blood is red. All right. So we got the same Hebrew root though. Go back to the Strong's word 119. The aleph, the dalet, and the mem. All right. So again, what are we saying right here? Does this word mean brown skin? He's giving you the context when you read it. Like I was explaining to the brother earlier, almost like today. We might use the term blue differently. We might, but though it's spelled the same. Got the same root and all that. If you look at the word blue, it goes back to the same origins. But I might be like, bro, I'm feeling jive blue today. I ain't feeling good. I'm feeling down. I got the blues. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though he might say my favorite color is blue. Are we speaking about two totally different things? But if he wrote it down on the same sheet of paper, the blue would have been the same as the one that he wrote. Same thing. Same thing with these scriptures. People don't understand that. All right, they got the same root, but they're not the same word. They have a different meaning to it. All right, let's get some more. So red is blood. We already know that's talking about red, man. All right, let's talk about red, like red. All right, we're going to show you too that Edom is matched up with this word right here. Not Ruddy. Edom ain't matched up with that. All right, let's keep it going. All right. Let's keep going. Matter of fact, I'm thinking I'm done on that. I want to show y'all something else real quick too. Let's go to another word real quick. Let's go to another word. Let me show y'all Ruddy.
And brother, let me say something. Before you once you finish this next segment, I want you to go back, if you would, and please give them a summary of where you have taken them to thus far. A lot of information is coming in, rapid pace.
Right, yeah, that's right. Right now. All right, so basically what we did so far, family, if y'all not really catching on to what's going on, I'm showing you all that the term Esau or the term Edom or red that describe Esau has different connotations or variations of it. So you can't just say that, oh, it's the same one that's talking about David. That don't make any sense because we just saw the same word for red dealing with Esau described for blood. But we're going to see something real profound in these next scriptures, right? So
all right, and let me say this to him too. Let me break in right for quick, brother. Listen, congregation, we're not doing this to bring about confusion. There are a lot of contentions to a lot of contentions, bringing forth of a lot of information, as well as some deceitful intent coming from certain people, like Judah Israel, for example. And the brother is taking his time out. You understand? This is what we call due service, to try to make you understand, Israel, that this is not a subject. This is not a matter that is to be treaded over lightly. You have to understand that you got to get into it. You can't just hear a brother say, hey, well, this is what the deal is, and then you just take it. Right now, it has been presented to Israel that red and ruddy are the same thing. And that's not the case. And the brother's putting in the time. So show some respect to the process that has to be gone through to attain to proper edification, and suffer the brother to stick with him as he takes you through all of this. You understand that? So that you know that it's not that simple as has it been presented to you. Now go ahead, brother.
That's right. That's right. So now what I'm going to show y'all now is the word ruddy. That they saying it's the same exact word or definition and meaning of red when it's described for Esau or Edom. We're going to show y'all that. Now, let me scroll down real quick. Show y'all something. The word ruddy, right? It's mentioned only 4 times in the Bible as a whole. All right. 4 times is it mentioned. 1 time or 2 times in 1 Samuel, 1 time in Song of Solomon, and 1 time in Lamentation. All right. Now we're gonna read every last one of them. And we're gonna see what the differences are. All right. So it says, and he sent and brought him in. I'm reading the first one, 1 Samuel 16 and 12. All right. And he sent and brought him in Now he was ruddy and withal of a beautiful countenance and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, arise, anoint him, for this is he. All right, so let's look at this right here. All right, you see this word right here, Sean's word, right? Admoni, right? Going back to the same root word and all that. The same red, that same red or Adamite color, going back to Genesis 2. We're going to get to that too. All right. But what is the context right here? It says, he brought him in. Now he was ruddy and with all of a beautiful countenance. All right, let's read the next one. We're going to get into all this. I'm going to jump right back to all these things. All right. 1 Samuel 17:42. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he was disdained. He disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of a fair countenance. Again, showing the beauty of David, showing you that, okay, he was youthful, ruddy, and good to look upon. He was a handsome gentleman. All right, he was a handsome young man. That's what the scriptures is talking about. Anytime you see the word ruddy in the scriptures, it's talking about somebody's appearance as being beautiful. Let's look at the next one. Song of Solomon 5:10. My beloved is white and ruddy. And again, this word for those who don't understand is dazzling. All right. You see it right there. The word right there is dazzling. Zak. All right, that's a Sadi right there. Let's look into it real quick. Hold on.
Not as in white man.
All right, this is a white man. There you go. So check this out. And this has a root as well. This is the root word for that. All right. It's a cock. Okay. This is the root word for that. And the root word says to glare, that is bedazzling, white, be whiter. All right. Now, see why they want to call themselves white men or white women. That's what they was trying to insinuate. All right. But let's look back into this word real quick. Move this up so y'all won't get confused. I'm at the bottom right here. I wish I could find that little the mouse jump so I can get everybody to see where I'm at. All right. This says dazzling. That is sunny, bright, figuratively, evident, clear, dry, plainly, white. All right, so it's saying that they was dazzling, it was bright. All right, let's go back to it real quick. It says, my beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000. So among King Solomon. See that? This root word again, or this word right here goes to Adom. Right? Adom. And it has a root word going back to those three alphabets, Aleph, Dalet, and Mem. Very important you understand that. Okay. So even the application of these words have a different meanings when they're in the context of this individual scripture. All right. Lamentation 4:7. Let's read that real quick. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. Right? They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in the body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. You see what I'm saying? So it's going into it. Let's look at this word one more time. Let me do it. All right, goes back to the word Adam. The same Hebrew alphabets, Aleph, Dalet, and Mem. See, all of it goes back to the same root word, but what is it talking about in the context of what it's speaking about? Now, my question is, why have we never seen Esau, or must I say Edom, being mentioned in comparison to something beautiful? Like we see this word ruddy right here as comparison to, every time we see the word ruddy, we've seen it 4 times in the Bible. All right, 4 times. And each of these 4 times, they're speaking about the appearance of something or something being beautiful. You see that? But Esau or Edom wasn't in that comparison. He wasn't in that comparison. All right, so let's go real quick. Show you the word Edom. Understanding of all these words. It's not the same word. The Bible tells you the definition of these words when they speak it in the scripture. All right. Let's get it. All right, so we got here. We already went through this joint right here. Esau, no, we didn't. Esau, Genesis 25:30. Let's read that one more time. All right, we did go through this, but I'm reading one more time. It says, Esau said to Jacob, feed me up with that same red pottage, same little red right there. There you go, red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And remember, he wasn't just called Edom from this particular instance. They called him red back in Genesis 25:25. He came out red. This established his nationhood. right here. This establishes whole nationhood with this particular instance right here. All right. And this is red. You see the word right there. Let me click on that real quick. Strong's word 123. Let's go down to it. Let me get out the way, man. Let me get this out the way. Let's get on everybody. There we go. Let's come down real quick, man. All right. It says from, man. This is from this word right here, right? The aleph, the dalet, the mem. And you can see in that it goes to another word. It says from 119. Right? That goes back to the Adam. It goes back to Genesis, the second chapter, which we're going to see exactly what this word truly means. All right. Then it says red. What Ruddy there, do it, brother? Do you see Ruddy right there? Brother Ruddy, were you there, brother?
I am.
Do you see Ruddy right there? Or do you see red? I see red right there.
I see red.
That's right. So that means that Edom, his nationhood, his name Edom means red. It don't mean Ruddy. It don't mean that.
And they claim, they listen, everybody claims that they already understand that. So now, how did we get here with this contention? So we're going to go through it. Go ahead and continue, brother.
That's right. That's right. All right, so let's keep going real quick. Let's go back to it. The scriptures ain't stupid, man. It explains itself. You don't need no help, man. The scriptures don't need your help. What you holding his hand for? All right. Let's go down some more real quick. There we go again. Edom 123 means red. Well, I never talk about how beautiful Edom looked in comparison to Ruddy. Huh? Well, I never talked about how beautiful Edom looked in comparison to Ruddy. Why we never got in the description of Esau being ruddy like David was? Where in the scripture does it say that Esau was of a beautiful countenance and youthful or whatever in comparison to David? See, y'all getting tripped off of the Hebrew root words. That's your problem. And you out here calling yourself a teacher, don't even know the basis of the scriptures. Don't even know the basis of the Hebrew alphabet, man. You gotta humble yourself, brother. Don't be out here teaching like y'all know what y'all talking about, because you see a Strong's Hebrew word and it matches up with another Strong's Hebrew word. You think it's the same thing. You think it means the same thing. Y'all off with that. All right, so that's real quick. I got something I want to show y'all. I want to go to Genesis real quick, all right? Let's go to Genesis chapter 3. I'm going to show y'all something that's going to blow y'all mind real quick. I'm going to make this one big, too. Matter of fact, no, I ain't going to do that because I got to show y'all the Strong's word at the bottom. All right, so let's just go down here to verse. I want start at verse 6. Start at verse 6 real quick. All right. Genesis 2:6. It says, but there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. Right? Verse 7. It says, and the Lord formed man. Now let's look at this real quick. And the Lord formed man. All right, let's go back to this word right here. Look at this word. Let's click it real quick. I want y'all to see it on the big screen down here. So Hebrew word 120, the aleph right there. Aleph, dalet, and the mem, okay? All right, got the vowel points at the bottom and all that. You ain't got to worry about that. Adam. All right, that's what the word means right there. All right. The word says ruddy. The word says ruddy. All right, from 119, ruddy is the root word right there. Adam, okay? To show, and it says to show blood in the face, that is flush, turn rosy, all that, right? It says ruddy, that is a human being. Okay, so that's really what the term Adam means, huh? Okay, so don't get tripped up over there, ruddy, because he's going to show you exactly what it's talking about. It says, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. So the Most High formed the man. Just think about it for a second. He formed the man of the dust of the ground. All right, is that dust going to be a red color? Or is it going to be that? It's going to show you in the scripture real quick. Hold on. It says, man of the dust. Let's look at this word right here. It says, Hebrew word afar. All right. So I left. That's the pay or the fay and the resh or the resh. All right. It says dust as powdered or gray. Remember, in the parentheses, Strong's always, they add their parentheses up in there. Don't get tripped up off of that. All right. It says hence clay, earth, mud. All right. So when you see mud, do you see like red in the mud, or is it brown? Is it your skin complexion? Mud is brown. The mud around my way brown. I ain't got no ghetto mud. we got some decent mud around here. All right. And the mud is brown. All right. Check this out. It says dust of the ground. So if you form man of the dust of the ground, that's where we came from. We came from the ground. Now let's look at what this word ground means in the Strong's number H127. Let's click that real quick. All right. Strong's number 127. Look at what we got here. Another Aleph, Dalet, Mem, and a Hey. All right. That's the H pronunciation. So it's Adamah. There we go. Adamah right there. All right, let's keep going. Look at that word right there. What that word say, brother? Soil. Oh. Okay. So man came from soil, huh? Now look at what the Strong's gonna put right after that. It says from its general redness. You see that? This is what brothers get shipped up on. This is what they get shipped up on. They look at the word redness and think, oh, it's some red in there. That means Esau gotta be black like us. He gotta be red, or he gotta be looking like Adam, or he gotta look like David. Nah, that's not what the scripture is saying. It's showing you right here in this verse that man came from the soil of the ground. Came from, and then it keeps on going. It says country, earth, ground. All right. So when you go outside and dig your dirt, you don't see no red dirt out there. It's such thing as a red dirt. Not saying there's no such thing as red dirt. There's such thing as red dirt. We talking about the soil. We talking about the earth as a whole. You don't see majority of red earth out here. The earth or the dirt is ground. The dust of the ground is brown. All right, you see that? And again, don't get tripped up off of that. But look at the word though. Adamah. It's where you get the term Adam from. This is where you get the name Adam from in the scriptures. All it means is man. Goes back to this 120 right here. Adam, same word. Same word. It's the root that you're looking at right there. The Adam, the Aleph. That's what you got to look into. Now the blood, now throughout these scriptures, you don't see nothing about the blood going through our veins on any scriptures yet. So where they getting this blood coming through our veins? Now we know we bleed, we understand that. But where they getting it from? That they added in there is the question. Because the Bible didn't say nothing about he's gonna be called man because blood run through his veins. No, it said he's gonna be called man because he came from the dust of the ground. That's what it said. Not because of the blood that go through his veins. They didn't talk about that. All right. So let's get some understanding on that real quick, man. All right. All right. Hold on. Where we at? So I want you to understand that. And then when we go down real quick, see all throughout the scriptures you see, and man whom he formed, right? The same word. The man from the soil, from the dust of the earth. All right. Keep going down. Go down to verse 20, 19 to 20 or so. All right, verse 19. This is the first utterance of the term Adam. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam. Look at the word there again. Look at the word there again. The Aleph, the Dalet, and the Mem. See that? You see that? So we still understand the same root word. The same root word. And it says the same as 120. What did 120 say again? Adam. Right? That is human being. All right, that's a whole other lesson right there. We'll dive into that too. All right. But this is where the term Adam comes from. Then it says the name of the first man. You see how Strong's trip you up? The name of the first man. But you just say right here that it means human being. First man. All right. Human being is different than just first man, because then you got to deal with you gotta deal with this verse right here, Genesis 5:2. This is another lesson I got coming up too, y'all. I just want y'all to get some understanding on this real quick. Male and female, you see that? Male and female created he them and blessed them. See, male and female, right? He blessed them and called their name Adam.
Mm.
See that? Their name was called Adam. So they was the human beings. So how you the first man, but that's the human beings. He's male and female. How you get that out of that? Get out them Strongs like that, man. The Strongs is cool. Don't get me wrong. Help them with your understanding a little bit. When they start conflicting with the scriptures, you got their Strongs down. This is conflicting with the Bible. Jesus said the name of the first man, Adam. Well, we can see him right here in Genesis 5:2. It says, male and female created he them and blessed them, called their name Adam. So male and female was called Adam. It was a civilization of people. All right, that's a whole nother lesson, man. We're going to that later on. That's right now I'm thinking to the Ruddy and red thing. So again, back to my previous question for Judah, Israel, for whoever the hell else is out there.
You breaking up a little bit, brother. You breaking up a little bit.
Huh?
Said you start the automation of your voice or something. I don't know if you're speaking into it. Make certain you're speaking into the mic.
Okay, give me that. Am I good?
Yeah, it's that automated sound, Voltron sound, or
Okay,
whatever the hell.
I don't know what's going on. You already know what it is, man. It's that spiritual thing, man. Messing around. But am I able to be heard now? Good? Still automated?
It's still auto, man.
All right, so let me just close this out quick, man. I just want to say all praise to Yahweh by Shia Shah. Any last words for him, brother, before we start?
No, I think the point is made that it's not as simple as it has been presented to people. Don't just accept what you hear.
Right,
okay,
right.
the red Esau does not look like King David.
Right. Exactly. Am I still choppy a little bit?
No, you good now. You good. You want to continue on? Do it. Let's do it. We got him here.
Cool.
Let's do it.
All right. Bet. All praises. So yeah, brothers. Again, my question is for Judah, Israel, for whoever else is out there saying that Esau is ruddy like David. Where in the Bible did it explicitly say that Esau was of a fair countenance like any other time ruddy is mentioned in the Bible? Like David or whatever the case may be, like Solomon. Where does it say that at about Esau in the Bible? Because y'all get tripped up off from root words, man. According to y'all, so-called Esau is the same color as Adam, making Adam basically Esau or whatever the case may be. But it had to give us a distinguishment between Esau and Jacob out the womb, as if that was like, you know, the first scenario that ever happened. That you don't see that in Genesis 2. You don't see that in dealing with Solomon or dealing with David. They ain't come out. They ain't say nothing about Solomon or David being red. See that? They say ruddy, of a fair countenance, youthful, beautiful. Whenever you see that term, it's talking about that. So answer that question. Yeah, we know it's coming from the same root word. We know that. Anybody can look at that and see that. But what is the context of what the Bible is telling you? All right. So with that, man, I want to say Shalom Israel. All praise the Most High Yah. And his name is only begotten Son Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Again, long live the King. All right. Any last words for him, brother, before we step off?
No, that's it.
That's it. All right. Shalom Israel.